Can you hear me?
Yes. Where are you calling from?
India.
Right. Are you a Hindu?
Yes.
Okay. You have anything to say with regards to the Navaratri festival?
Yeah, so basically, I was listening to the previous conversation, and I feel like so Hinduism is an umbrella term, right? When you say you're a Hindu and Hindus celebrate this and that, Hinduism is umbrella term. It has like multiple schools of thought in it,
Yeah.
right? You agree with that?
Yeah.
Not all schools of thought kind of agree with each other. They have a different perspective of how God is and different culture and things. Of course, one thing becomes popular and is celebrated throughout. Nobody thinks when they celebrate Navaratri from which school of thought it comes from, because it's been thousands of years, maybe hundreds of years, it's been celebrated. So we don't think like which school of thought. Like for example, I try to follow the bhakti mark, right?
Yeah.
So, but if I celebrate Navaratri, which is not a part of bhakti mark, I won't question it because that's a cultural thing now instead of religious thing, right? Though you can find it in Purans, some sort of Purans, the mention of Devi and whatever. But for us, it's more of a cultural thing. And then we try to find meaning in it. So that's why people follow something and they might not agree with the complete like source of it where it comes from, but it's a cultural thing. I hope it makes sense.
Do you
So
chant mantras in during the
Navaratri.
Navaratri? Do you
So
chant
since
mantras or not?
since I'm from Bhakti sect, I
I
don't
don't
need
think
to
he
chant.
celebrates Navaratri, Sheikh.
Oh,
Is
he
that right?
does.
But bhakti can mean a devotion
Not
to any god. The word bhakti it means devotion. It can mean to
Yeah.
any god. So why
Or
are you
goddess.
saying bhakti? Yeah, oh goddess. So why are you saying bhakti? So I don't. It may be that a person is
when you
devoted and has
when you
bhakti for the goddess.
when you say any, you actually mean any. You can't single out like one god or goddess for which you should have bhakti, right? Bhakti can also mean bhakti for one god, which is Brahman, you can say, which is a part of Advait actually. So it doesn't mean like you have to do bhakti of one particular goddess.
Okay,
But
so
yes, you're
let me
correct
get
in
this
that
right.
sense.
Dil, are you saying you don't celebrate Navaratri? Is that what you're saying?
So like I think Sheikh asked me like whether you chant mantras. I don't chant mantras. So I
No, no. Do
keep
you
fasting.
celebrate Navaratri at all, or you don't?
What at all. So I do celebrate. I do the fasting bit.
So you do fasting, you don't do the feasting and dancing. Why is that? That's a fun part.
So it depends upon like for I think Navratri is a very cultural festival in West Bengal. So people do that there. So but I'm not from West Bengal, so
No,
we don't
Navaratri
do
is
that much
celebrated
here.
in East and the West. So if you go to
But
Maharashtra, Gujarat, the Navaratri is pretty
every
big festival over there. What are you on
it is
about?
pretty just like Diwali and it is pretty big.
No, but
But
why are you
in
saying it's
West,
only in the West Bengal? Why did you say that?
listen, I didn't said only word. I said it is more cultural and more bigger festival in West Bengal. You can search it if you want. It's a traditional
It is
cultural
also a
thing in
big
West
festival
Bengal.
in Maharashtra and Gujarat.
And in Bengal, when they
N-
celebrate it, they eat fish and meat also during
Not
these nine
bigger,
days.
not bigger than West Bengal. I'm just saying relatively. I'm
Okay,
not
It's
let me
saying
irrelevant.
let,
It's
absolutely.
irrelevant. It's irrelevant. So you
How?
as long
see,
as they celebrate it, that's important
it's
to me.
irrelevant because it's celebrated all over. Now what you said. Now what you said. You said you just do the fasting. Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of people
It's
just do the
actu-
fasting.
yeah,
Yeah.
but that's actually a way of celebration, isn't it?
It's a worship, basically.
Yes.
It's not way. Yeah, these are just words semantics, which I'm not expert at. But
Semantics. They have got meanings. They have
So
got meanings.
exactly,
hold on,
exactly. So
do you follow the Advait philosophy? Is that the reason you're saying all this?
how
Do you follow
you
the
say
Advaita philosophy?
what I said that made you think that I follow
I'm
Advait,
asking
and
you, do you
what do you
follow
mean by
the
all
Advaita
this?
philosophy or you don't?
I I already told you I follow the Bhakti sect.
Okay, when you say Bhakti, whose Bhakt are you?
So I'm a Bhakt of like one God,
Which is?
right? So one God which is Brahman, which is everywhere.
There you go. That's very much Advaita.
That's very much Advaita,
You
but
know
that's
that
the when
Brahman is not actually worshipped anywhere in India.
I know that
So
because we
why
can't.
are you Bhakt of Brahman when nobody else worships it?
His
So
manifestations are worshipped like the gods and goddesses.
so
I don't think
In Bhakti sect, in bhakti side there's a difference between all the sects and their methodology. So if you get confused with it, it's different things. So in bhakti sect you can worship God in your form you choose. So some people can choose any
And
devi, some
Which
people
form
can
do
choose
you
Shiv.
which form do you choose to worship?
which
I
DVD?
choose I choose the formless one.
Yeah,
Which one?
formless one
But
doesn't have a form.
that's what I'm saying. You can do worship of a formless one.
Okay,
What's wrong in
I
that?
honestly don't know. Okay, so is what is the point of you joining the stream today? It's about Navratri. What are you bringing on the table for us to learn about Navratri from your philosophy?
So from my philosophy, I already told you one point, like you're
Sorry, my
saying.
understanding. So sorry, Dale. My understanding, Hashim, is that there are 9 forms.
No, no, hold on, Sheikh. I just want to know his
So
philosophy
my
because it looks like it's very unorthodox, if you ask me. So,
Okay.
so
yeah, what
I'm
is your
so
what is it you're bringing on the table today to the
so
discussion?
I wanted to bring on the table like significance of Navratri, like how things start with something, but then it becomes cultural thing. For example, when I celebrate it as a cultural thing rather than more of a religious thing. So that's very common. Like when like for example, Hinduism, which is umbrella term, has a lot of these different sects within it, different schools of thought coexisting for thousands of years, right? And they celebrate their own rituals and functions. So some way, like some of them get more popular than others, and Navratri is one of them. So when you see a lot of people celebrating Navratri, um, that
Okay.
cannot be implied that everybody is like
Do
follows
you think
that particular Puran or something.
Do you think Ram was worshipping Devi Durga?
I have no idea. Honestly, I have no idea about it.
Okay.
I have seen Ramayan. I have seen Ramayan. I have read thing, but I haven't heard that bit.
So which primary text of Hinduism do you actually follow?
Gita.
You follow Gita. Okay. Do you worship
Yeah.
Krishna?
I worship Krishna. I Yeah, you can say that.
Well, I
Yeah.
mean, I can say that. Do you follow Krishna or not?
So I try to follow Krishna, but then again, I have some doubts. So
So you have
right
doubts
now,
in
I'm
Gita
kind of
itself.
see. No,
Yeah.
no doubts in Gita, but my own knowledge of it.
No,
Doubts
but
in my
Did
have you
own
actually
knowledge of
read the
it.
Gita where he says to worship him?
Yeah, he said like he's the one above all. Yeah, I've seen
So
that, but I haven't read
wait.
whole Gita.
You follow Gita, but you don't adhere to its content, which is to worship Krishna. It's quite bizarre. Are you even a Hindu?
So I am a Hindu. Yes. So
Okay,
I
so let me
already
ask you
told you
this.
Hinduism.
When you follow the
So
Bhagavad Gita, what do you mean by that?
this brings me to another point, which you said like a lot of Hindus said like they are seeker and they're lying. You said so. This is what seek. You said like they are lying when they
No,
say
I'm
seeker. They
saying
say
you have already said that you follow the Bhagavad Gita. I'm assuming when
so.
you
I'm
follow the
trying
Bhagavad
to.
Gita, wait, listen to the question. I'm assuming if you follow the Bhagavad Gita, you worship Krishna. It's a given. It's like me following the Quran, where
Yeah,
Allah
yeah.
says very
I get
clearly in
you.
the Quran to worship Him alone. Similarly,
I
in the
get
Bhagavad
you.
Gita, it says to worship Krishna alone. And doesn't matter
Yeah.
which gods you believe in,
Now,
ultimately you're worshiping Krishna.
now, if you let me complete now, right before you interrupt me. So, like you said, like when someone says they are seeker from India or somewhere, they're lying so that you don't question them, right? So that's not true. The reason is
Why are you going off
I'm.
tangent? Answer the question I asked
I
you.
listen. At least let me complete. I didn't interrupt you, right? Why?
Not talking to
what a
this guy.
joker.
Exactly. He's saying he follows the Bhagavad Gita and he doesn't worship Krishna.
Well,
I had to literally squeeze it out of him.